Hi, my name is Ryan McNally. This is my fifth coaching log for the coaching experience module at UCLan. I've recently just come back from a session where I was focusing on observational learning and active learning skills. As previously mentioned, this is what I was going to do for the next 3 to 4 weeks. And I found after today's session, I'm just going to be reviewing and reflecting on how it was for me. I found it was a really challenging session. I found myself asking really very deep questions to my players, but also to myself during the session. I worked hard I found that I was working really hard to engage all players into deeper thought. Some of them that I'm yet to establish a real connection with, I'm trying to prompt them and build that bridge over deeper thought and deeper questions of how I can gain an insight into how they think and how they perform, to help me develop as a coach and also to develop them as a player as well. An example of what kind of questions I was asking at the stop the game or the part of practice that we were doing. I just bring everyone in simple question as to why do we do this or why do we do that, and they'd obviously give me the bare bones of an answer, and I'd just keep saying why, and then they think again, it'd be how, give me a routine, explain to me, demonstrate, and then why do we do it in a game? And it provoked some real insight, and I could see a lot of the players thinking cognitively that it was really the brain was ticking and they were trying to answer it as best as they could, which is really good to see, and it was really good from my point of view that I was promoting the right kind of questions to develop that relationship and to also develop them as a player. I also found it improved me as a coach more and more as per session. This observational active learning skill that I'm trying to develop is improving more and more. It's helping me improve as a coach more and more. I found I'm starting to develop a reasoning behind why I was asking the questions. I'm trying to gain the reason behind it is I'm trying to gain a better understanding of my player-coach relationship that I have with my players, and also my fellow coaches. I'm trying to develop positive rapport with them to establish a better working environment for myself as well. I also find that during the session I'm reflecting more often. I'm asking questions, stopping the game, asking the questions or the practices, and then I'd take a second to just stand back and say, was that the right time to ask that question, and was it the right question? And like I said in my previous log, that I wanted that percentage to slowly increase of yes, it is the right time, from 50%, 75%, 100%, or whatever margin it's going to go up every time, but I wanted to see an increase in the right time and the right type of question, and I feel like tonight that was a really positive step forwards for me. I was dropping in subtle questions again, but then asking bigger, deeper questions every 10-15 minutes just to provoke thought for a minute, and then we get back on with the game and we just keep developing this, and it seemed to work really well for me as well. I also found that developing my player through I was developing my players through clever questions and observation as well. I'd allow a demonstration to go ahead and I'd say, why are we doing this? Or can you explain how we've done that properly? Or why haven't we done it properly? Getting them to really develop their thoughts. And from my point of view, then that Socratic question is becoming more and more valuable to me, and it's allowing me to gain more experience and more knowledge of my coaching, as well as they're gaining practical experience and solutions. I'm giving them scenarios, and I'm letting them answer it and figure it out for themselves. I'm also trying to develop problem-solving players, which is kind of how that I want to go down the Socratic questioning route of observational and active learning skills. That is the end goal for me, as well as improving myself as a coach. I want to also improve them as players and problem solvers. At the moment, it seems to be improving every single week, and it's just really helping me develop as a coach.